In our last video, we looked at a template and started to break it down to look at how the content that we enter in the WordPress backend ends up as HTML on a page. So we understand what a template is, but we need to start to understand how WordPress knows which template to use when someone accesses content on the site. And I've gone ahead and reactivated my parent theme here because I just wanted to look at, these are all the templates that this theme uses, okay? And I need to understand, if I'm looking at a page on the site, how do I know which template is it pulling from, right? What's it using? And this is basically a map of how WordPress decides. So WordPress, the user goes to a URL. WordPress knows either that URL corresponds to a single piece of content, like a post or a page or a custom type of content that you've created, or it corresponds to basically a list of content, which we call an archive in WordPress. So that might be like a month's worth of content, or it might be the latest blog posts, or it might be a category of content, okay? So this helps us understand which template is being used. So we've got this broken into archive pages and single pages, okay? And basically we are going to start as broad on this side of the map, and we're going to become more detailed as we work this way. And WordPress is going to look for the most specific template that it can find for a piece of content, okay? So let's look at it this way. If we are looking at a single thing, okay, it's going to say, okay, is it a page? If it's a page, I can use page.php. That would be my template. And if we look here, we can find that, do we have a page.php? We do. Okay, so if it's a page, it's going to use this template unless there's something more specific, okay? So if there's a file called page hyphen and then an ID, okay, so if I have a page and I know that my page has the ID of 2, if I have page hyphen 2.php in my templates, it will use that more specific template over this more generic template, okay? Same things with posts and other kinds of content. So there's a file called single.php, but if it's a post, and there's a file called single-post.php, it will use this file. So if we look at our current template here, do we have a single-post file? No, we just have single.php. So that means that it's going to use this single.php file for all posts. Okay, where this gets interesting though is I can have single-post type.php, okay? So previously, if you're following along with all of our videos, we've created a custom post type called book, okay? And when we created books, we said, what is this post type called? And we just called it book. So if I have a file called single-book.php, single-book will override single.php for books. So now I can create a template for all of my different content types, and my page for books can look different than my page for authors. So this is a really powerful tool. And archives work exactly the same way. So I have a file called archive.php, and let's see, so here we have archive.php. But if I am looking at, say, an author archive, so all of the content created by an author, it's going to look and say, okay, is there author.php? Here we have author.php, so this will override this. And again, where this becomes useful is I have archive-post-type.php. So if I want to display all the books that a publisher has written, published, archive-book.php will take precedence there, okay? And that's about as far as we need to go with this map. It goes deeper. You can always overwrite things. So if for some reason you wanted to have a special archive page for one of your authors, so this is somebody within WordPress who creates content, you could overwrite that and have a special page just for them. But for now, the most important ones to remember are single.php, page.php, single-post type.php, which will let us create new templates for our custom post types, archive.php, and then archive-post type. So again, in the following videos, we'll really get started customizing some of these pages.